a new application in Pega PRPC, the first thing we need to create is we need to create organization setup. If you want to build a new application in Pega, the first thing we need to do is we need to create organization setup. Okay, so first of all, if you want to log into the tool, we need to start the server, right? Already server is started in my system. Once the server is started, you need to click on the login icon, and we are having some default user ID and password is there. If you are first time login to the Pega tool, once installing the software, the default ID for logging is administrator @pega.com, and install is the password. So this is the default user ID and default password. Okay, first of all we will log in using this ID, and anyone can use this ID. See, when you install the software for the first time in your system, the default user ID and password is administrator@pega.com, and install is the default password. Okay, let's log in using the default user ID and password. Login, and see, for starting a new application, okay, we are going to start a new application, right? So if you want to build a new application, the basic thing we need to do is the first step for starting a application is organization setup. Okay, this organization setup is created from the administrator operator ID. Okay, for example, any tell any application. For example, you want to develop an application like um, okay, some finance application like Gen Securities. Okay, I want to start an application like a Gen Securities. For example, I need to provide a name, some setup name I have to give. In the setup name, I will provide this thing. So what are the thing I am going to develop? So this is the application I want to develop. And in the setup name, I will provide this name. Okay, what it will do is it will create some basic things, okay, which we want to move forward in the application. Okay, I will show you first of all. Okay, this is the tool, right? When we log in as administrator @pega.com, and after login, so this is the basic thing we will get, and this is a sample application. You can see here, you can find Pega sample, right? So this is a sample application which we will get with the administrator operator ID. So that is nothing but Pega sample, and under this you are having all these things. So data model. So when you create your own setup, what it will happen means, in place of Pega sample you will get Gen Securities. When you create our own setup, you will get Gen Securities in place of Pega sample, and under this you can create, suppose let's think this, here in this place you have Gen Securities. Under this you will be creating all these things. Okay, actually this is a default one, and when we create our own class, we have to so replace the Pega sample with the new class name. Okay, anyway we'll do in the next step, that is next step. Before that, first thing we need to do is organization setup we need to create. Okay, how to create that one? Okay, click on this Pega logo, click on Pega logo, go to organization and security. Actually this is called as Designer Studio. What are the, when you click on this Pega icon option, whatever you get options, all these options comes under Designer Studio. Okay, there will be different categories will be there, like application, process, data model, user interface, reporting, integration. Okay, right now in today's session, so the basic thing we are seeing is organization and security. Go to organization, under that you have organization setup. Okay, it will open one new page. Here we have to enter the organization name. Okay, for example, enter this name. there is an option called preview option and create option. If you click on preview, so by default preview will be there. If you click on the run option, it will show the preview of all the things whatever it is creating here. And if you click on the create option and when you click on the run button, automatically it will create all these things. Okay, only you have to give the name here. Okay, according to the name it is going to create all these things. Okay, I will explain what is each and every one. I will explain. Okay. Okay, the first step is organization setup. So this is the procedure will create the organization setup. Okay, at the time of setup it is creating these things: top level class, organization, division, unit, rule set name, application name, work group, work basket, and different types of users. Actually Pega contains different users will be there. Okay, it will create all these things by default. Okay, once I will explain all these things, give me a second.
Krishna, like by default, all the things will be created with the name what we create the
Yeah,
organization name,
what
or
are the
we can
what are
change
the
the names.
no, we cannot change the name. Suppose if you give a
Okay,
different name related to that, it will create all these things. So what are the name you have given? According to that, it will create all these things, and we will be using these things in the whenever we build the application. So we are going to use all these things. So normally top level class,
okay, we have to do the same thing.
yeah, we have to use the same. We cannot modify these things. Okay, we can modify some things. I will tell you what are the things we can modify. Suppose if you want to use this, you can use this. Otherwise, we can also create our manually also we can create our own things. Okay, normal by default it will create a top level case and all these things. We can also create them manually also. I will tell you how to do that. And what are the things we can create manually? I will tell you those things also. Okay, let me
Okay,
explain each and everything. Okay, the name is Gen Securities, and with that automatically it will create a all these things. Okay, first one is top level class. Okay, coming to Pega. Pega also contains classes. Two types of classes will be there. In Pega also we have two types of classes. Those are abstract class and concrete class. Okay, Pega contains two types of classes: abstract and concrete. Okay, first what is abstract and what is concrete means? So don't get actually in real time this organization setup will be created by the business analyst. Okay, developer will not create these things, but in the as we are using the personal edition, we have to create by ourselves. Okay, that is the reason I'm explaining. Okay, normally in the real time, the developers will not create the organization setup and class setup, but you must have some idea. For that reason I'm explaining these things also. Okay, anyway, just listen. Don't worry about all these things. In the real time, all these things are created by the business analyst only. Okay, anyway, classes we have two types: abstract and concrete. So normally, abstract is also called as this top level class is also called as abstract class. The another name of the abstract class is we can also call it as top level class. Okay, see here the name for this it is showing is Gen Securities hyphen. Normally the abstract class names ends with hyphen. The class name of abstract ends with hyphen. Means anytime if you want to identify whether it is a concrete class or abstract class means the abstract class names ends with hyphen here. And what are abstract classes? Abstract classes are non-initialized classes. Abstract classes are non-initialized classes. Non-initialized means just they act as a reference classes. Means some top level classes they will act. Means actually what are top level classes means Pega contains so many inbuilt classes will be there. Okay, for all the inbuilt classes, this top level class will act as a some reference class. So for all the classes, So gen securities hyphen will act as a reference class. Okay, simply saying it is a abstract class and which acts as a reference for all the existing classes in Pega. Okay, and the main thing non-initialized means we cannot create any work objects under the abstract class. Under the abstract class, we cannot create any work objects. So those are non-initialized. For example, see here, a Pega sample is there, right? Under this, all these things are there. So all these are nothing but some work objects. So okay, actually this Pega sample is a concrete class. So if you want to create some workspace or some class, so that class will be concrete. So in here in this default operator ID, Pega sample is a concrete class. Okay, here in this place we cannot use the abstract class. Only under the concrete class only we can create all these work objects. Okay, that is don't worry too much. So simple point here is abstract classes are non-initialized classes and they act as a top level classes and its names ends with hyphen. Okay, again I will come back to this. And coming to the concrete class, those are initialized classes. Okay, initialized classes and we can create work objects under the concrete classes. Okay, under the concrete classes only we can create the work objects. Okay, and again there will be some parent classes will be there. I will tell you those things when I explain about the class setup. Okay, right now, so leave the about the concrete class. Again I will come back to that. Okay, this is top level class, we can also call as abstract class. You can remember that one point is sufficient for you. And those under those abstract classes we cannot create any work objects. So those classes only acts as a reference classes, means they act as a parent classes or we can say top level classes. And the second thing at the time of second thing created in the organization setup is organization. Normally it will create a domain for the what are the name you have provided, it will create some domain for that. Okay, gensecurities.com like that. And division, so normally different levels of hierarchy will be there. Organization division is a subcategory for organization, it will create a name for that. And under the division again we have one thing called organization unit. Okay, the subcategory for division here like this. So we will be having different modules in the application, like so under the division again we'll have different units. So like this automatically it will create a setup with all these things: organization name, division name and unit name. Okay, we will not use but everything comes in the backend. And the next thing in this is rule set name. Actually this thing we'll use in the application every time. Rule set is nothing but some container of rules. Actually rule set is a container of all the user defined rules. Means for example when you start your own application, what happens, so the first of all you will create one class setup you will create. For example, as like here you have Pega sample, right? So like that what you will do, you will create one class. So under that class, for example, let's think the class name is also gen securities only. The class name is also gen securities only. So under that, so when you create your class, you will not get all these things by default. See, all these things you will not get by default. Whenever you create, then only you will get all those things. See how to get, how you will get means you have to click on, for example, think this is gen securities. You have to right click on new option, and so these are all the different categories you will get. So what are the rule you want to create, you have to select that particular rule. For example, if you want to create a property means go to data model, create property. If you want to create any flow means go to process and create a flow under the decision. So like this, so these are all the user defined rules. So what are based on the requirement, so based on the application requirement you are creating all these things. Okay, once after creating all those rules, okay, you'll create all these properties, okay, all these process, all these things, right? So where they will save, so normally they are saved under the rule set. Okay, whatever the rules you are creating in the application, at the time of designing the application, all these rules will be saved under the rule set. We can say it is a workspace for saving all the data. So rule set is nothing but a some workspace. So by default you will get with the application. So here at the time of organization setup, the workspace created is gen securities. And you said one question, right? So we can we change the things? So okay, suppose you want to use the rule set name as gen securities, you can use, or else later you can also manually create your own rule sets. So in real time how it will be means, so they'll be working on multiple modules, right? So normally they will be working on multiple modules like module 1, module 2, module 3 are there. So what they will do is, for module 1 they will use some rule set 1. For module 2 they will use some rule set 2. For module 3 they will use rule set 3. Means who are the developers working on module 1? Okay, their work will be saved under the rule set 1. And who are working on module 2, their work will be saved under rule set 2. Okay, like this module 3, so they will be saved under the rule set 3. So like this we can manually create any number of rule sets according to the requirement. If you don't create means, by default it will be saved under the what are the rule set, by default it is created. If you want you can use, or else we can also manually create our own rule set also. Okay, that is the, so actually the rule sets creation is also task of the business analyst only. Okay, all those things will be created by the business analyst, but anyway it is a easy process, so we can also create them. So like this, so rule set is nothing but a container of all the user defined rules. Means what are the work we are creating in the application, it will be saved under the rule set only. Okay, and another thing is application name. Okay, it will create a name for your application. Your application name will be gen security sap. Okay, we cannot change that one. By default, whenever you start the process or whenever we start the designing, it is used as the application name. Okay, this is the default application name you have to use. And there is one thing called work group and work basket. Actually these are also related to the business analyst only, because what are these things means, this work group and work basket are used for assigning work for the developers. So normally, so there is some ID it is created, right? Default at the rate gensecurities.com. Okay, using this ID, what business analyst will do is, he will create the work and he will assign the work to this ID. So that is called work group or work basket. Both are same only, just names are different. Okay, what they will do means, they will, what are the work developers has to perform, so those work will be created and assigned to the developers using the operator ID default at the rate gensecurities.com. Okay, regarding this we will see in the routing topic. So there is a separate topic, how the work will be created and assigned to the developers, and how the developers will receive the task. Okay, all those things we'll see in the routing topic. Okay, separate session is there. At that time I will tell you in detail about this. Okay, normally, so this is the ID where the work is routed to the developers. And the next thing is users. Okay, Pega contains different roles, right? Administrator, system architect, business analyst, manager, and end user. Okay, like this, based on the role, every role will have a separate ID. Okay, administrator at the rate gensecurities.com, system architect at the rate gensecurities.com. Okay, if you want to log in now, suppose if you are a developer, you will be logging with system architect at the rate gensecurities.com. Okay, anyway manager will log in using this ID. So like this, everyone will have their own portals will be there. Okay, developer will have developer portal, business analyst will have business analyst portal, and manager will have manager portal. Okay, like this. And user, so this is nothing but, user is nothing but user portal ID. Okay, that one also we'll see at the time of routing only. Okay, and the default password for all the above user IDs is rules is the default password. Okay, if you don't know the password means in personal edition the rules is the default password. Okay, like this we can create the basic setup. Okay, if you want to build a new application, the first step is we need to start with the organization setup. Okay, this is the procedure. Okay, you just have to enter the name, automatically it will create all these things. Okay, and the next thing is once the setup is created, you can log out from this administrator operator ID. Okay, you can log out from this administrator and you can log in using system architect at the rate gensecurities.com. Log out from this administrator and log in using system architect at the rate gensecurities.com and password is rules is the default password. You have to enter small letters in the password, all are small letters only. Login. Okay, if you want to save the user ID and password, click on S. Okay, every time there is no need to enter, automatically you'll get in the drop down. Okay, this is a developer portal. And now how to create a class setup. Okay, the second step is once the organization setup is created, the second step in the process is we need to create a class setup, or we can also use the names like we can use the name as class group, or we can also use a name like work pool, or we can also use a name like work class. So all are same only. So normally we will be using different names for this. Either we can call it as class group, or we can also call it as work pool, or we can also call as work class. Okay, and how to create this class setup. Okay, but in the real time even the class setup is also task of the business analyst only, but in the personal edition we have to create by ourselves. Okay, anyway, already I told you. So we have abstract class and concrete class. Okay, normally what are the whenever you create the class setup, we will be using the concrete class only. We will not use the abstract class. So abstract class means they only acts as a top level classes, right? So we cannot directly create the abstract class here. Okay, at the time whenever we create the class setup, we will be using the concrete class because under that only we can create the work objects. And one more thing, see here, when you first time log in as a system architect, the option you are getting is create new application or use existing work pool, right? It is saying that if you want to create a new class, so either create new application. Actually, we will not use that option. Okay, remove that. So don't worry about that create new application. So I'll tell you in the coming sessions, there is a separate tool will be there. Okay, leave about the create new application. We will not use that option. And another option we got is use existing work pool. Okay, what is the work pool here? Already I told you. Work pool or class group or work class all are same only. So all the names are same only. So here in this place we got a name called work pool, right? Okay, what is the existing work pool? Any idea? Already I told you. Pega contains some default class called Pega sample. Means when you log in as administrator, you observed one class called Pega sample, right? Second, at the time of when you log in as administrator at pega.com, in that ID you got one default class. What is that class? That is Pega sample. Okay, that is the existing or default class you will get with the uh, Pega edition, so any edition. Okay, right now if you want to create your own class, you have to temporarily use the existing class. Okay, we need to use the existing work pool for creating the new work pool. Okay, anyway, click on this option. It will open one access group page. Access group means giving permissions to the users, so means the setting the role of the user. Okay, by default the system architect role will be so sys architect 4. Okay, this one by default you will get, we cannot change here. And another option you got is work pool. Okay, what is the work pool? So work pool is nothing but a default class, some existing class you have to select here temporarily. In the drop down if you click here, so in my tool I'm having so many classes out there, but when you install the software for the first time, you will be having one or two classes it will be there. Okay, in that you need to select a class called Pega sample. Okay, under that you will have a class called Pega sample. Select that class name. Now once save the class, because why we are selecting means if you want to create a new class means we are temporarily using this class name. Okay, if you want to reflect in the left pane, once log off and log in. Anyway, don't worry guys, in the real time we will not create this organization setup or class setup. Okay, in the left pane we'll get an option called Pega sample, so which is a default class. Okay, now how to create our own class? Okay, even I want to give the class name, already told you. I want to give my class name as Gen Securities. Okay, I'm going to give this class name. Anyway, how to create the class means we have to create the class from the sysadmin category. And before that, I want to tell you one point. Normally, see the architecture how the class inheritance will be. If you want to see the class inheritance, right click on class inheritance. See, normally, so even if you take Pega sample or if you create your own class, in the backend, normally there will be one super class will be there. So already I told you. So normally for the concrete class, the parent class or top level class will be abstract class only. In the for the concrete class, what are the concrete class you are creating? The parent class will be abstract class. Okay, even if you create a your own class also, here Pega sample is there, right? And for that the parent class is work hyphen, and for the work hyphen the parent class is @base class. Actually @base class is a super class. So just I want to tell you, so don't confuse about all these classes. So all are predefined only, but just note one point here. I want to tell you one thing. In Pega, so the one of the main super class is @base class. Okay, under that we'll be having so many classes will be there. So normally we will use only two types of classes we'll use in our application. One is work class, that is work hyphen, and another one is data class, that is data hyphen. So under the @base class, it is a super class. Under this, we are having these classes. So these are base classes. So one of the class is work hyphen, and another class is data hyphen. And when we need to use the work hyphen means whenever you are creating your first concrete class, whenever you are creating your first concrete class, you have to give the parent classes work hyphen. Okay, and when we need to use a data hyphen means whenever you are creating your data table, anytime whenever you create a data table, the parent class will be data hyphen. Because what happens means work hyphen means here what are the work you are creating here. So all the work will be, first of all it will go to the work hyphen. Under the work hyphen you will get all the rule set names. So already I told you at the time of setup I told about the rule set, right? Okay, where the work will be saved. So first of all, under the work hyphen class you'll get an option called rule set. Under the rule set all the work will be saved. Okay, for every rule there will be some class instances will be there. Those things we'll see in the coming sessions. Okay, now the point you have to remember is when you are creating your class setup, the parent class you have to provide is work hyphen, and whenever you are creating the data tables, the parent class you have to provide is data hyphen. So like this only you have to remember is you will be having two subclasses. One is work hyphen and data hyphen. And when we need to use the work hyphen class, when you are creating your first class setup, you have to provide the parent class as work hyphen. And anytime for every data table, you have to give the parent class as data hyphen. Okay, just remember that points and leave the remaining things. And another thing is under the concrete also. So in the concrete classes also, we have three types of concrete classes. So all are concrete only, but we have under the concrete also we have three types of concrete classes are there. Okay, in the first type is a class group is the first type of concrete class, and the second type is belongs to class group is the second type of concrete class, and third type is does not belongs to class group is the third type of concrete class. Okay, and when we have to use is a class group, and when we need to use belongs to, and when we have to use does not belongs to means. Okay, anyway, this one class inheritance you already seen, right? When you create a class called that is for example gen securities, you have to give the parent class as work hyphen, and in the backend for the work hyphen class the parent class is at the rate base class. Okay, leave it this one. Again in the future we'll see in detail about this architecture higher inheritance. Okay, coming to the class types. Under the concrete class we have three types of concrete classes. Okay, by default, suppose when you create the class setup as when you give the class name as gen securities. Okay, when you create the class name as gen securities, you will choose the option as is a class group. Okay, whenever you are creating your first concrete class, the option will be is a class group means gen securities is a class group. And for example, here PegaSample is a class group. So PegaSample is the main class right here. Here in this case, PegaSample is a class group. And when we need to use belongs to class group means if we are adding any subclasses under the main class, for example, this is the main class. Under that you are adding some subclasses or all these things are subclasses, customer request environment, folder integration, all are subclasses. So similarly, under the Gen Securities class, if you are adding any subclasses, at that time you have to use the option as belongs to class group. Means you have to select the concrete class type as belongs to class group. Okay, anytime if you are adding any subclasses under the class structure, you have to use the option as belongs to class group. And another option is does not belongs to class group. And this is for the data tables. See, whenever you create any data table here in Pega, we have to give one class name. See, normally in other technologies or other languages, so we will give a table name, right? For the data table, we'll provide a table name. But in Pega, here in Pega, the table name is nothing but a class name. And the class type is concrete. Automatically, the type of class is concrete. And under the concrete, the option will be does not belongs to class group means it is saying that data table classes are separate classes. Okay, so those data table classes does not belongs to class group. See here, PegaSample is a class group, and if you create any subclass, it is belongs to class group. And if you create any data table, so what are the class name you are giving for the data table? So the option will be does not belongs to class group. Okay, anyway, So I will show at the time of creating the tables. Okay, next session we'll do that one. Okay, in today's session we'll see about is a class group and how to use is a class group and belongs to class group. Okay, so this is the about the classes here and how to create a class. Okay, now we need to create our own class, right? Instead of Pega sample, we have to create our own class. Okay, basically class is created from the sysadmin category. Okay, class is created from the sysadmin category. Okay, how to do that? Right click on Pega sample, go to new option. One second. Go to new. Under that we have sysadmin. Under that select the class. Okay, go to new sysadmin class. And coming to the class name, okay, remove the default one, that is Pega sample, and give the class name as already told you, Gen Securities. Okay, I'm giving the name as Gen Security and click on create option. Okay, if you get like this, click on the launch option, you'll get the same thing in a new tab or a new page. Okay, here you need to select the type of class. So normally the class structure will be every time concrete only. Okay, you have to select the option as concrete here, and we'll get some, excuse me, we'll get some options like version. Version you'll get by default in the drop down. Select that option, and I already told you the concrete class we're having three types: is a class group, does not belongs to class group, and belongs to class group. Okay, by default option is a class group, and the option we need to use also is a class group, means Gen Security. So what are the class name we have given? This class Gen Security is a class group, is our class group. Okay, anyway class group name is Gen Security, and there is one option called keys option. Okay, normally this keys option is used for the mapping of the data class and the work class. Okay, whenever we, if you want to map to the data tables, we have to provide some default parameter here, that is the under the keys option. At the time of creating the class you have to provide one thing, that is pyd. Okay, just that is a default one. Later I will explain about that one when we are discussing about the data tables. Okay, at that time I will tell you about this pyd. Okay, just enter under the keys option, enter pyd. Pyd means primary key id of the data table. Okay, later I will explain guys about the keys option. Okay, under the keys option you have to provide name as pyd. Okay, no need of caption, just leave it. And parent class, already I told you, when you're creating the work class, okay, Gen Security, you have to give the parent class as work hyphen. Okay, that is you have to select from the drop down, or you also manually type also. You can also type manually. The parent class will be work hyphen. Okay, this is the things we have to configure. And go to the history tab. In the same page, go to history tab, and you have an option called description and usage option. We have to enter something because these are mandatory fields. If we leave it blank means it will display error message that description and value cannot be and usage cannot be blank. Okay, we have to enter something here. So I'm entering the description as class. So here also I'm entering as class. So we should not leave it blank. The thing is we should not leave it blank. Now save the class. Okay, you will get a warning message that class keys may not be modified after instance of the class has been created. Means it is saying that Once it is saved, we cannot modify the instances. Ensure that number of keys specified is correct and all the keys are spelled correctly. If you want to save the class, click on OK. And if you want to modify or anything, click on cancel option. Okay, everything is okay. Click on OK option. It will save the class name. Okay, now we need to replace the PegaSample class with the new class name. Okay, how to do that? Go to the system architect. Under that we have arrow option, right? Click on that arrow. Under that go to access group. Okay, in the access group, okay, previously under the work pools we selected the PegaSample, right? Now in place of PegaSample, select Gen Security. In place of PegaSample, we need to select the option as Gen Security. Okay, just once after selecting the option, save the access group. Now in the left pane, click on refresh all. Automatically the class is replaced with the new class name. Okay, see here, right now we don't have all the things. Only default one we got is sysadmin and application definition. Sysadmin contains class name, rule set name, and some rule set version, and application definition contains application name. Okay, only by default you'll get these things only. And later if you want to create anything, go to new category. Okay, choose any category here and select the particular rule. Okay, like this, according to the requirement, we have to create all these things. Okay, so till here in the real time, everything will be configured by the business analyst. Okay, don't worry. Okay, anyway, I will share the recording. It will be helpful for you. But in the real time, so till here, all the things will be configured by the business analyst only. So what are the organization setup and the class setup we have created till now? In the real time, everything will be done by the business analyst. Okay, in the coming sessions we will see some advanced things also in the class setup. Okay, there is a separate tool also will be there. Okay, we can also create the same setup using the DCO tool also. In the coming sessions we will see that option. Okay, not in this session. Okay, in the coming advanced sessions we will see the direct capture of objectives tool also, so which is a part of the business analyst task. Okay, anyway, right now at this level this thing is sufficient. Okay, in the coming sessions we will be using that advanced options. Okay, anyway, till here the setup will be done by the business analyst, and all these things will be done by the business analyst. Okay, any doubts till now in the organization setup or in the class setup? Any doubts, you can get back to me.
Hey, this is Surya. This is my first class.
Okay, Surya. Okay, you went through the demo, right? The demo class.
No, is forward some of the documents, just
Okay, anyway,
looked at it.
you'll get the documents today. Okay. Meanwhile, okay, okay, I will give some basic introduction, guys, again. Okay, who are new to this? From tomorrow, we'll start the normal regular classes. Like, so what are the developer work will be there? So those things will be done by the. Okay, what are the developers task will start? So those things will start from the tomorrow's session. Okay. Anyway, okay, this is the thing. So you attended the session, right, Surya, from the starting today. So till now, in this any queries, actually this is the procedure for building a application in Pega. Actually, if you want to build a new application, so any type of web application in Pega, this is a process we are follow. So the first process is we need to first of all log in with the administrator operator ID. So these are all the default user ID and password. So that is we used to call as administrator, and in that setup, in that administrator login, we need to create a organization setup. Means what are the application you are going to develop, we have to enter that name. Okay, when you enter that name, automatically it will create all these things. You attended this session, right? So I explained each and everything.
Yeah.
Okay, So automatically it will create all those things. So okay, once it at the same time it will also create the user IDs also. So normally, so every based on the role in the organization, everyone will have their own IDs. Normally administrator will have his ID, developers will have this ID, business analyst will have this ID, and manager will have this ID. And once the setup is completed, now you can log in using this ID, system architect at the rate gensecurities.com. And after that, what we are doing, so we are creating our own class setup. So that is this is the thing. So for creating that, what we are doing, we are temporarily selecting the existing class. So here in Pega we will be having some default class will be there, that is Pega sample. Okay, till now what we have done, if for creating this new setup, new class setup, we are temporarily using the Pega sample class. Okay, later you have seen the procedure, right, how to create the class. Went to the sysadmin category, we have select the, we entered the class name, and the class type we have selected as concrete class. Under the concrete class we have three types of classes. So okay, under that I have shown the first type, that is a class group. Okay, whenever you are creating your class setup, you have to choose the type as is a class group, and the parent class must be work hyphen. Okay, that is fine, right? So till here, okay, we have to choose the parent classes work hyphen. Okay, till here, so the class will be saved and we'll be replacing with the existing class. Okay, till here don't worry. So in the future also we will be not doing all these things. Anyway, from the tomorrow's session, whatever we are discussing, so there the real task of the developer will start. Okay, so that is from the data model. Okay, from the tomorrow's session, first topic will be data model. So there we'll see how to create the data tables in Pega, and how to add the properties, and how to create the properties in the work class. Okay, from there the real task of the developer will start. Okay, and coming to the Pega, so you are saying that you are new, right? Coming to this Pega BPM, actually it is a tool. Anything we can design in the tool itself. Okay, only once if we install the Pega software, so everything, excuse me guys, 1 second, give me a second. Okay, once if you install the Pega software, everything will be designed in the Pega tool itself. Okay, total application designing, then development, okay, then security part, the testing part, reporting part. Okay, all the things are integrated in the tool itself. Okay, using the Pega BPM, we can develop any type of web applications using the Pega BPM tool itself. Okay, here we are not going to write any code or anything. Okay, just using the tool and using the inbuilt options. See, it is a most advanced tool. Anything if you want to create, we can create in the tool itself. Here all the functions are pre-built here. All the methods, Pega also contains some around 130 methods are there. You will be not creating any new methods also. What are the methods you have, those methods are more than sufficient for creating any logical operation. Even the database mapping also, database mapping also done using the available methods only. Here we are not going to write any queries. Okay, right now in Pega we'll be not writing any queries. So without any knowledge you can learn this tool. So this is a so tool for everyone. So not only some IT people, like so core Java people like that. So anyone without any knowledge can learn this Pega BPM tool. But it is it is not a, actually the Pega is a not a open source tool. Normally you'll not get the training outside. So only the, actually the Pega systems only provide the training. So they will be charged around 1.5 lakh they will charge. So normal, but anyway outside also they are giving the training right now. So but so it is not a open source. So it will be some advantage for you, because so the, I think I want to say that the opportunities are more and the competition will be very less here. So in Pega, so the resources are, so much resources are required in this year. So a lot of openings are there on Pega, and the competition will be very less if you go on the Pega BPM tool. and minimum 2 years experience you have to keep. From minimum 2 years to so maximum 10 years or anything. So but at least so they will not take as a freshers in Pega. So minimum 2 years of experience is required, and then you can keep, for example, if you guys having some 5 years experience means you can keep some 3 years on Pega and some 2 years on any other technology. So like 2 years on any Java or .NET, any other technology you can keep. So they will not bother about that. So but so overall 5 years, for example, if you have overall 5 years experience means you can keep 3 years on Pega and 2 years on any other technology. You can keep Java because they will not ask any questions on that. Either you can keep Java or any other technology, that is not an issue. And one more thing is Pega also contains one certification will be there. So many certifications will be there. But at the starting level, you can go with the CSA certification, Certified System Architect. So right now they are not asking. So once if you move into the organization, so at that time you have to write. Okay, anyway, before the entries that is not mandatory now. So everybody is writing. So not a problem. You can keep in the profile. When you keep your profile, you can say that you are already certified. So they will not ask any certificate or anything. So when you move into the real time, so at that time you can finish that certification. Okay, so like this. So if any application development will be done in the Pega tool itself. Okay, using the inbuilt options and in the built-in resources, we can develop any type of applications in Pega. Okay, anyway, you can refer the video also which Ashok sent you. You'll get some clear idea about that. And from tomorrow's session, you can continue. We'll be starting our real-time process. Okay,
Yes, sir.
any doubts? Others?
Yeah, and Karthik,
Yes, Karthik, tell me.
you said your 5 years experience,
Okay,
you told to keep Pega 3 and remaining 2, right? I have actually 2.5 years of experience.
okay. How much
And
you have?
2.5 years of experience.
Two and a half years.
And
Okay, okay.
yeah, yeah,
You can
two and
keep
a half, 2.5.
two and a half, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay, 2.5 means you can keep 2 years on Pega technology,
Okay, okay,
and you can say that 6 months training is given. So you have taken as a fresher in the company, and you
okay,
have given the training on Pega and moved to the Pega project.
okay, okay,
I will assist in you, no problem. So in the future, I'll give
okay,
the resumes and all. I will guide you in that.
okay. Okay. And one more thing, this course, these details, everything, what is the procedure of the, when we need to give the amount, can you give the installment?
We can install the software in your system. You are asking about the
No,
installation
no,
only, right?
no,
Okay.
no, no, I'm asking the course fees details, installment.
Sorry,
Like,
sorry. Karthik, I can't hear you properly.
no, I'm asking about the course fees details. Like, can you give the amount in installment or
You
will
can
give the
ask
amount?
Ashok will get back to you on that. You can ask Ashok.
Oh, okay, 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 sorry, alright.
Okay.
I
Uh,
have question.
Krishna, I have a question here.
okay, tell
This is
me.
Harsha.
Yeah, Ashok.
You're told like there are 5 different users by default, like
Okay.
administrator, business analyst, and manager and users.
Okay.
So like all the developers comes under